Good evening, Rob.
Hey, good evening, Mike. Such a chaotic and terrifying day here in the Atlanta area after the accused mass shooter fled from this scene, leading to an 8-hour manhunt. The good news tonight is the 24-year-old suspect, Deon Patterson, has been captured. It's not clear right now what led to all of this or where the shooter is at this point, but still a very active situation. You can see, excuse me, as I try to catch my breath, a lot of people behind me hugging each other and reuniting after a really traumatic ordeal of the last couple hours. The argument made by former President Trump that this is a politically motivated indictment.
I make decisions in this office based on the facts and the law.
As you can hear in the background, there is certainly a lot of joy in this room with Georgia Republicans declaring victory in the 2024 presidential election.
The heat doesn't take very long to kill.
Yeah, and especially children. That's exactly what Cobb County Police say happened last night. That 2-year-old boy somehow got into that hot car and ended up losing his life. About 2,000 crews from all over the state will come here to the Atlanta metro area and where the storm is expected to be the worst. Here's all the salt they have at the ready. I want to bring it around and show you these brine trucks that they're getting ready. So it looks like we have about 2 inches on the ground here in Gainesville. I want to show you what this stuff is looking like. It's actually pretty powdery on the top, but once you get under that first layer, there's a solid sheet of ice where it started off as rain. We are hearing the fire spreading through the walls, so that is a very serious situation. It's unclear right now if there are any injuries. We are working to gather more information, and we're going to stay on top of this one. The father of that sophomore girl says as soon as he got that terrifying text, he drove straight here. He just needed to know his daughter was safe.
My phone, it's like rapid fire going off. What is it? Daddy. Dad. There's gunshots. I'm scared. Dad, I'm scared.
Rob McGinnis was working in Dunwoody when he got those texts coming from inside the school from his daughter Brennan, who we also spoke with Thursday.
8 shots got fired off right next to me. I couldn't hear for a second.
I just bolted. I said, I gotta go.
McGinnis says he made it from Dunwoody to the high school, about 40 miles in under 20 minutes. Brennan giving him moment-by-moment updates.
I think the police got him. I can't talk. I hear the police. I think they got him.
McGinnis says when he got to the school, he ran on foot past police blockades.
The police officers were trying to direct parents one way, and I wasn't having it. She had told me through a text, I'm on the football field. I was going to the football field.
McGinnis says he's focused on trying to wrap his head around why this happened in his town and just clinging tightly to his daughter, Brennan.
I worry about my child. You know, you think, I guess their lives changed forever.
He says at first the kids seemed pretty normal, including his daughter. But Thursday, as the shell shock wore off, reality set in.
We will get through this. There's no doubt. You know, we're strong. This is a strong community.
And at this point, McGinnis says his biggest question is what's next. He says that virtual learning isn't an option because all of their laptops are still inside the school. Meanwhile, Barrow County schools system-wide will remain closed for the rest of the week with counselors available. That's the latest from here, live in Winder. Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
If you can flip it!
Unbelievable dashcam footage from Gwinnett Police after they got a call about a hijacked front loader from a waste management facility.
Hey, stop!
Cops say the man behind the wheel took it from a garbage transfer station on Corley Road Saturday.
An individual who's driving a four-wheeler tractor is not stopping for me.
The employees there stated that an ex-employee who'd been fired back in September was on the premises and was driving one of their pieces of equipment around the property.
But that's when things took an even more dangerous turn.
He's going to go out the main road.
Gwinnett officers realized they had a massive problem on their hands. The front loader erratically barreled down the public roads towards Saturday traffic on Jimmy Carter Boulevard. In that moment, cops didn't have anything big enough to stop this 75,000-pound machine. But that garbage facility did.
How fast is it?
They can get up to probably about 30.
Okay, grab that. Quick.
Cops escorted a current waste management employee in a second front loader up the road those 5 miles to intercept the guy.
We're trying to use the weight of that equipment to be able to stop this individual.
To everyone's bewilderment,
If you can flip it!
it worked. A half hour after the heavy-duty pursuit began, police took 38-year-old Eddie Sanchez out of the cab and into custody at the intersection of Singleton and Robin Hill Drive. They say he actually did the same thing a few days earlier, but that time didn't leave the facility.
Officers took out numerous charges on him, including theft by taking, fleeing and attempting to elude, and criminal trespass.
Tomorrow, the funeral procession for former President Jimmy Carter will pass right here through downtown Plains. It was here Jimmy Carter realized the American dream, from peanut farmer to the 39th President of the United States.
History is a story, and we have a marvelous story to tell in this town.
A marvelous story that spans across the globe but begins right here in Plains. Jimmy Carter lived and died as a cornerstone of this community and his church.
Mr. Jimmy said, well, I want them to be able to come to Maranatha and hear me teach.
After former President Carter left office, he put Jan Williams in charge of the massive crowd that would come see him at Maranatha Baptist Church.
Never did I think we would have 600 people or more on a Sunday when you could only seat 300.
But when Carter stopped teaching Sunday school, the crowds became smaller and smaller.
Now our church has so very few active members, about 30. I'm disappointed.
Next week, former President Carter will make one final trip to D.C. for his funeral. After that, his body will be brought back to the church his soul called home for so many years, for a private service.
His last Sunday school lesson at our church, which was in 2019, the title of it was Are You Ready? And it was all about, are you ready to meet Jesus?
It's been a long road for Jimmy and Rosalind Carter, but Jan is confident her dear friends are now with their Creator.
It's all right. We did our talking when it needed to be done. All I wanted for him was to rest and wait on God to call him home.
And tomorrow morning, the funeral procession will begin in Americus at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center. The motorcade will pass here through Plains, up the road to his boyhood home for a brief pause. We'll have full coverage on air and on Fox Local beginning at 9 a.m. Live in Plains, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.